Good morning, people. This is Lansky again in my Android Studio channel. Today we are gonna discuss about the extremely powerful layout parameter layout underscore weight of Android. So this parameter is very important in uh, how you configure the display of objects inside your screen or in your Android activity. So let's go ahead to demonstrate the extreme power of this Android parameter. Here I have already loaded my Android Studio and we have an empty activity here. I have defined this screen or activity as a linear layout. Here we can see that the linear layout width is match parent and the height is also match parent. So it means that the layout extends to the entire screen uh, of your phone, whether it's a tablet or it's a small screen or it's a medium screen, whether uh, it's portrait or landscape in orientation. So uh, I'm gonna show you how we I'm gonna demo the functionality of linear layout here. So for example, we are gonna add a plain text view in our linear layout or in our screen. So I'm gonna drag it here. I'm gonna drag it just to the edge of the left part of the layout, and by default the layout here uh, is we have not defined the orientation of the layout here, but by default linear layout is of the orientation horizontal. So we can see the effect of that here. When we drag a widget, a text view at this in this example, it automatically goes to the top left of the screen. So by default it's on the top left of the screen. So the layout is uh, on the upper left and it's on the top. So if we drag it again, here, since it's horizontal, it goes to the next available space on the left, but it's on the right of the first text view that we have made. So I'm gonna drag it again. It's here. So that means since the default orientation is horizontal, it puts it in a horizontal arrangement here. So let's put the orientation here. Android orientation equals horizontal. So let's do it again. Let's erase these text views. So I'm gonna drag it again like that. So it's here. And again, even if I have to put it a little below, oh sorry, putting it too far means you have specifically defined a specific place for your text view. But if you do not, so you see, the moment I erased it goes back to the left again because it's by default. But if I drag it just like that, it goes to the same level because it's a horizontal orientation. However, let's change that. Let's try vertical orientation, and it automatically changes the layout of the text views. So let's remove this and do it again. Drag a text view. Okay. Drag it again. So it goes in a vertical arrangement here. So just like that. Okay. So as you have shown, the arrangement of the objects, if you drag it in a linear layout, is really depends upon the defined orientation here. So let's make a demo of a particular very powerful parameter of a layout. So that parameter is called Android colon layout underscore weight. So this layout underscore weight is very powerful and very useful in terms of arranging your objects inside the activity. So for example, let's change this one. So let's increase their text sizes. Let's make them 30. So here we have three text views with the values nice, cool, and awesome. So they are arranged in the vertical order. Uh, they are so near each other that it seems that they don't want to go away with each other and don't want to be lonely. So, however, sometimes we want to arrange these objects in equal spaces that would occupy the entire pre-space here. So we have pre-spaces here. So let's put a background color to this thing. You can go to the code or just use the properties here on the right. So as you can see, there are properties here on the right. You can use them to, instead of going to the code. So we can define background colors here. So let's use blue for this one. What happened? It did not go to blue. So let's choose here. Okay. So let's choose another one. Let's make it red. Okay. Then for awesome, let's make it yellow. Okay. So we now have three texts here. It's nice, cool, and awesome. Uh, and we want them to occupy the entire pre-space here equally. So just to make it easier to our eyes and nice, let's make this occupy the entire width. So when you arrange things in a linear layout, uh, you first determine how you would arrange them in terms of their width. For example, here, if you want to extend them to the right, and then how you arrange them in terms of the height. So let's go to the code. We can make this text views, instead of wrap content, make them match parent. So what's the effect there? So nice have now occupied the entire width. So let's do the same for cool. So we have cool here, and width should be match parent. So let's go back to design. So it's here. Isn't it cool? They have already occupied the entire space here, match parent. So if we did not provide a background color here, you won't see that. You would not see that they have already occupied the entire width. So for example, let's remove the background color for nice. So here you won't even realize that nice have already occupied the entire width, except for when you click on it, you will see that the edges have already been occupied up to the entire width. So let's undo. So you have the color for nice again. So what you want here is for you to make your activity better looking. So you want them to occupy the entire space here. So the important thing to do here is to use the layout parameter android colon layout underscore weight. So in order for you to do that, first you have to zero out the height. So make the height 0 dp. Okay, it's in red here because according to the information provided, it's a suspicious size. This will make the view invisible, should be used with layout weight. So Android Studio have already informed us that we should be using layout weight in conjunction with making your height 0 dp. So actually it has made our nice text view invisible. So in previous versions of Android Studio, especially Eclipse, I think this warning doesn't show. But now Android Studio is very smart enough to inform us that a text view became invisible because we have set it to 0 dp. So it is reminding us to set a layout weight for this view. So for example, let's make all the height first 0 dp. So it would provide the warning now. So they are all invisible now, but what you should be doing is to provide a weight for them, a layout weight. So layout weight equals provide a 1. Since we have already provided a 1 for this cool nice text view. Nice text view have occupied the entire free space here, the entire space of your screen or activity. So for us to show the other activities, the other text views, we also provide a layout weight for them. So Android so if we put 1 here, we have seen that cool reappears. The cool text view reappears. So I think we should change their text to white here because it's not show. I barely can see. So let's go to text color here. Let's make it white. And here. So as you can see, nice text view and cool text views have reappeared, and they have divided the space equally among them. So uh, what happened here? So what happened here is that since cool and nice has both a layout weight of 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. So uh, Android Studio have uh, divided the two equally between them, because 1 plus 1 here is 2 divided by, so and each of them has 1, so meaning they occupy 50% of the entire space. So 1 over 2 is 50%. So uh, let's put a layout weight now to awesome. So Android underscore weight equals, so if we put a 1 here, so Android Studio would now uh, treat the entire space or activity or screen as a total of 3, here. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3, and each one of these text views occupies 1 over 3 of the entire space, meaning 1/3 of the entire space. So let's check. So you have seen here, all of the text views are now visible. So you have nice, cool, and awesome, and they have occupied the entire space of the app. So how about if I decide to make cool occupy 2, to have cool have layout weight of 2. So for example here, cool should be changed into 2 from 1. So the total now is 1 plus 2 is 3, then plus 1 is 4. So the entire space is to be treated as 4 and should be divided to 4. So 1 would be just occupying 1/4. So here, nice should occupy 1/4 of the space, and cool should now occupy 2/4, and awesome 1/4. So let's see on the design. So as you can see here, cool have occupied 50% of the space, while awesome and cool have both 1/4 of the space occupied here. So as you can see, it's a very powerful way of providing a arrangement of your app. You don't need to, for example, you want here, if you want here to provide specific height for your text views. The problem there is if the screen size that the user of your app is holding is bigger, then some extra space would be shown below or up your UI. And for example, your app is the screen size of the user of your app, the screen size of the phone of the user is smaller, then some of the space, some of the objects inside your app would not be shown. So layout weight fixes everything of our concerns like that. Layout weight ensures that the objects inside your screen would fit nicely in any screen size, because it would automatically adjust to any screen size that the user uses. So I don't have a horizontal example here, but on the horizontal part it's also the same. You can use layout weight, and what you make as 0 dp in a horizontal example is the width. You set the width to 0 dp and the height to a particular height that you wish, or the height may match the parent of the app. So we can set that as an example here. We can use match parent here. Okay, it occupies the entire screen. And match parent. So let's change the orientation here. Let's change it to horizontal. Okay, so as you can see, match parents. Let's change the width to 0 dp. Okay, so we now have a horizontal orientation here. So you get nice here, cool, and awesome. So the principle is basically the same uh, for the horizontal orientation. So you now see the power of the parameter layout underscore weight match with 0 dp for the particular uh, whether you want to use that for the layout underscore width or the layout underscore height. So as you can see here, we have changed layout width to 0, and layout height now is the one with the match parent. So the same with the other text views. So it's very easy to change using we have not changed the weight here, it's the same. So let's see if we change it to 1. So it's subdivided now to equally to the 3 text views. So you can see it's very easy to change things using layout underscore weight in conjunction with layout underscore width and layout underscore height. So I have another example here, another XML demo from another activity. So let's go there. So we have here an example of a layout that have not yet uh, defined the various objects or various widgets inside the screen to occupy the entire space of the screen. So we have here a screen that is bigger than the height of the all 3 objects combined. So first, as you have I have told you in the previous discussion that when you fix something like this, you should first see that the uh, width orientation, the width definition is fixed. So as you can see here, these 2 text views should occupy the entire width, so as not to have free spaces here on to the right of the 2 text views. So let's go to our code. So the width should match the parent here, as you can see. So it now matches the parent. Let's fix the other text view. Match parent. So we have already fixed the width. However, your image and your 2 text views have not occupied the entire length, the vertical space of the screen. So in order to fix this for all UIs, not just for this particular size of a phone, we need to use layout underscore weight again. So we may decide not to subdivide the entire screen equally to them. So in order to do that, we don't assign a weight for the text view please come and the text view party at the beach if we want just the image to occupy the entire remaining space. So we only change the layout height to 0 dp for this image. So let's do that. So height now is 0 dp. So we have this warning again. So let's use Android layout weight. So let's put a 1 there. So since 1 over we only have 1 here, so total of 1, the entire pre-spaces would be subdivided into 1, and then 1 over 1 is, that means this image view would take up the entire pre-spaces that's available. So we now have the image view occupying the other pre-space that was here before. And since we have not touched the text views, their height is as is. So you see, layout underscore weight does not necessitates that everyone should use that parameter. You may decide to use only that parameter for only one widget inside your screen. So you can see here that the image view have already occupied this big part of the vertical screen you have here, and the text views is beautifully lowered to the bottom here with just 2 lines of codes here, setting your height to 0 dp and putting a layout weight of 1. So we can increase this one into 2, and since no other layout weight is present here, the effect is basically the same. You can even set that to 10, and it since 10 over 10 is also the same to 1 over 1, the effect is basically the same. So I hope you got it, folks. You have seen the power of the parameter layout underscore weight, and in conjunction with arranging the views or the objects widgets inside your linear layout. So thanks for watching again my Android Studio channel. Hope to see you again in my next video. Bye bye.